Good morning, everyone. It's Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today I have another special reading for you called Two Partners. Which one is for you? Door number 1 or door number 2? So you could literally be in the beginning phases of dating someone, and maybe somebody from your past comes up and wants to try to work something out, or maybe you are just casually dating and you're interested in two people. Maybe you are currently with someone and you're thinking about exiting the relationship because there's been somebody else on your mind. So whatever scenario fits you, it's a general reading here. So take it as it resonates, as we always say. And we'll be looking at 3 different piles this morning. So first we have the blue stone right here. We have Malachite and black obsidian. So pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whatever pile speaks to you. There are cards in here that represent door number 1 and door number 2. So when you pick your pile, also decide which person stands at the gateway of door number 1 and which person stands at the gateway of door number 2, so that you can get your reading, okay? So with that being said, let's dive in. I'll move the other piles aside. Okay. So we just want to ask Spirit to be with us this morning as we delve into this topic. Please be mindful that I'm reading for, these are general readings, so some messages from the reading will resonate with you, but other messages might be for other people. So please be aware of that. Taking what's resonating for you. Also take a moment, Spirit family here to be with us today, and take a moment. Watchers here to decide the 2 people that you're thinking about and whether you're going to assign who's you're assigning to person 1 and who you're assigning to person 2, because that's how we're going to decide what's going on here, okay? So we have the blue stone. If you picked this, you're at pile number 1. I'm going to divide the piles now, okay? I've got them all ready to go. Okay, so this is for pile number 1, and this is for pile number 2, okay? This is reading 1. If you're in reading 1, you're in the right reading, but this is door number 1, and this is door number 2, okay? So person 1 and person 2 you're thinking of. To get us started with the reading, I'm going to roll the astrology dice to get an idea of where you are at energetically, because I'm going to use that as information to help match you up with the right door here, door number 1 or door number 2. So let's get an idea. All right, so your energy is Pluto and Cancer. So this is very watery energy. It's very deep energy. No one would ever accuse you of being a flake, or I'm talking about you now, the one who's watching this. No one would ever accuse you of being a flake or not coming through with what you say that you're going to do. When you make commitments, when you make promises to people, you follow through on your commitments. You're a very sensitive person, but you also have a side of you that does not give up and is, a never say die kind of person. You keep pushing yourself in various areas of your life even farther. But you do this because of the deep love and commitment that you have for yourself, for others, and for people that you lead, okay? So you may be in a position of helping others transform their lives just by the way that you are and the way that you act. You're not a superficial person. You have a lot of depth to you, and you're emotional, but not overly emotional. And if somebody harms you or wrongs you, you can immediately cut that situation off if need be. So That's what I'm getting also, you know, with the Pluto energy here too, being very driven, very powerful as well, but also having a very sweet side and being very nurturing and loving as well too. Okay, so that's your energy. I'm going to now go into, for you, door number 1 and door number 2. So make sure that you've thought of who's at the gate of door number 1 and who's at the gate of door number 2. All right, let's first pull out the cards for door number 1. All right. Okay. So let's also look at door number 2. Okay, thanks for your patience while I'm getting the cards out here. I know that part can be a little boring. Yeah. Okay, so door number 1 has, you know, some challenging energy in it as well, with the Devil and the 7 of Wands. Okay, so whoever you put at door number 1 is not the easiest person to penetrate their outer shell. They you don't always feel like you know what's going on with them, and you feel like it takes quite a bit of work to get close to them, okay? And that it has to be the right time, it has to be the right moment, it has to, all the, you know, the stars and the moon and the sky, they all have to line up in the perfect, you know, order in order to get close to this person. It feels like the energy, it takes quite a bit of work, okay? So it's not the easiest energy. With Wisdom and Acorn and the Ace of Swords here, this is someone that you definitely want a new beginning with. This is someone who is very sharp in their communications. Maybe they do something in communications for a living, but they are very good with words, and they're very good with having conversations with you, etc. Okay, and so they are an interesting conversationalist. They are they're more of the dynamic option, I feel here. Like this is more, this is an option that I feel is less predictable, okay? It's less predictable for you if you're with this person. And, you know, they're with the Devil energy here, you guys could bring out not the best sides of each other. But I see that you guys are very hopeful, okay? That there's definitely a lot of passion and sexual chemistry between you guys. There's quite a bit of fire and air in this reading. Okay, you guys might not be the most grounded pair together, and the everyday, day-to-day, mundane realities of this relationship might be a bit of a challenge for you. Because I see you guys having a lot of passion, having a lot of, just a lot of, you know, desire for one another. The desire is definitely there, okay? And with possibilities in the Creator, and the sun here at the bottom, you guys could be, have a very creative partnership together, okay? Like you guys could do work together, you could do projects together, you could do creative projects together, you could raise children together as well. I see that. Like you could have children with this person, and they could be very, just very creative and interesting, and but they could have two sides to them. I definitely see that too. Like they could be a little off the chain sometimes, and might have two sides to them. Okay, they might have a bit of a temper with a lot of this fire energy here in the air. With fire and air, they could have quite a temper. This could also be somebody that sort of activates some insecurities in you. I feel like this person, it kind of is the life of the party. This person is very dynamic. This person is a strong communicator. This person could be kind of a ladies' man and use their words and their vibe and their, what's the word I'm thinking of? Their their cleverness and their entertaining personality to kind of make you a little bit insecure. And you might feel like this person is entertaining other women and other choices as well. And that, you might get the sense that you're not the only choice here, that this person has either. And this person, like I said, could create some some feelings of insecurity in you. I think pile number one, like, feelings that maybe you'd rather not acknowledge, that might, kind of harken back to times before for you, that might kind of remind you of the past and make you feel a little bit sad about that. But that's kind of the shadow energy of the relationship. I feel there is a bit of a shadow here, and there is a bit of a shit fight somewhere in this relationship with this person. But I get that it's very new and unusual. Okay, I also want to say this could be something unusual for you, something that you've never really tried before. Something that definitely shake things up for you and makes you kind of look at things in a different way. I see this person wanting to send you a lot of messages. Okay, so somebody that they may be holding back from showing how much they want to send you a whole bunch of messages, but they do want to communicate with you quite a bit. All right, they want to take off their mask and show you who they are. They have an almost unquenchable desire to communicate with you and spend time with you and do things with you. They're excited about the connection too. And they want to share a lot of messages with you. They could be like a sexter, somebody that sends text messages that are kind of sexy. They could be somebody, I definitely feel the sexual energy here. They're thinking about all the possibilities that they have with you. And here with the creator, I see the solar plexus is very lit up here. So again, showing that this person's very dynamic. This person's very, can be the life of the party. This person doesn't always do a lot of thinking when it comes to matters of the heart. They do a lot of communicating. They certainly, they can kind of talk out the side of their mouths a little bit, but I don't see them, doing deep analysis on, why they are the way they are. Now, that could be changing with them with the wisdom card here. They could be growing from that and changing from that. But, maybe in their younger days, they were, not very, like they wouldn't plant the seeds for having a good and healthy relationship. It's like maybe their story is that they haven't been very discerning in the past, and they haven't really planted the seed for relationships that would come to fruition or be successful, right? Everything was kind of a shit fight. So the key for this person is to take things a little bit slower, okay? And, but back off on the need to kind of send a gazillion text messages. I feel like this person gets very excited when they meet someone. They get very, very excited when they meet someone new and interesting that they like to talk to, and that's kind of their flavor of the week. But they need to work on their follow through, their commitment, and kind of steadying the helm a little bit more. But they definitely want to work with you. They definitely want to. They want to seduce you for sure. So this person likes you. This person has feelings for you, but I see it being a little more in its beginning stages, maybe a little bit a little bit more immature in this energy. Also here with the devil here and the King of Wands, this isn't for everyone, but this person could be married and, this is a very specific message. This person could be married and stepping out on their spouse too, okay? So that might not resonate with you at all. You might not mess around with married people. So that could be just for one person that's watching this. So moving on to pile number 2. So pile number 2 has this energy of having been together for longer, okay? With pile number 1, I feel like is relatively new. It's a new thing. You guys are communicating. They want to communicate a lot with you. They want to send a lot of messages. They're open to the possibilities. They might be, communicating with multiple people, but they're super into you, okay? With pile number 2, I feel this pile is more of, the ex coming back or the stable relationship, okay? Because what was a stable relationship in the past? Because we have the Emperor and the Empress in this reading. So you guys were an official couple at some point, but you decided to become single and walk away from the situation. Probably because this person, trashed your energy in a way. Like, I don't know how else to say it. They didn't take, something about the bond wasn't taken seriously, okay? And that's why we have challenge and detox here. So you had to detox and move away from this relationship and became single and went off to have a good time on your own because the relationship was faltering, And the energy here with this is the Hermit. So in the 9 of Pentacles, you decided, okay, this is not working out. And the energy here, it feels scarring in a way. It feels like this person, you or them, could have scarred you. Like somebody was playing with somebody's emotions. Somebody wasn't being completely honest here. And, somebody got really sick of the games and went off on their own to do their own thing, okay? And you guys have both been having some good times, away from each other, but you had some very good times together as well. And I think both of you could be focusing on, the memories, the kind of reminiscing a little bit on, how things used to be, right? And it's kind of, we've got the Black Moon Lilith here, mystery. So it's kind of a mystery to you. You're kind of like, why is this person coming back? Things got pretty not great between us, right? But this person's coming back and wants to make you a new offer. They want to, because I feel like their guides and they're are whispering to them that, it could be time to come back and make you a new offer. All right. They want to come back and tell you like, hey, I'm quite sorry for what happened. And they're starting to get the picture, I feel like. You know, in the past, they were not having it, and the relationship was fraught with challenges and etc. Okay, so but you guys a lot of people admired you guys as a couple back in the day. I mean, you guys looked like you had it all together, really. And you know what happened and how everything broke down is kind of a mystery. You can see one person giving a lot to the relationship, and then another person who's just you know, doesn't care as much. I see someone giving someone the finger here, like somebody who through their actions didn't really respect the container and what you were building together in the relationship. Okay, so some people decided, I don't need this anymore. I'm not into this anymore, and I'm gonna move away from this. So I feel like this is somebody from the past, and this is someone you're getting to know currently. I'm just gonna pull a couple clarifiers on each pile. Okay, so Spirit, what's the energy coming through for pile number 1? What are the main energies coming through on pile number 1? We've set the stage here, but what are the main energies? 7 of Wands again. 9 of Swords. 8 of Cups. Okay. And what's the main energy on pile number 2? 4 of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the Star. Okay. So the main energies coming through on this pile are this person is still holding on to the relationship. They're still very much in love with you, and they want healing and a new beginning with you. They understand, I think they understand that they were selfish, or that they were not great, you know, to you during the relationship. And they see like how damn beautiful you are. They don't want you to be single. They don't want to be single, and they want to come back in, okay? In this relationship over here, the problem with this connection over here is that it's a little too, it's a bit dramatic, okay? It's definitely very dramatic, and I think it strains you. With the Devil energy here, it's those insecurities. It's feeling like there are too many others in the mix. It's maybe the newness as well that is creating a sense that it's just too overwhelming, right? This pile is feeling too overwhelming. This pile is for the challenges and the need to walk away from this situation and the need to get clarity and move on from it. It does feel like this pile this person in this pile does not want to let you go. This person is still in love with you, and they want to bring you healing. They want to bring you fantasy. They look at you in a totally new way. They do not want to let go of what you guys had, but they're also open to creating something new and getting new inspiration on this side. With this side, I'm feeling, like I said, there's some overwhelm here. There is a lot of shit fights on this side. And then I see both of you with the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, I see you both kind of retreating to your corner, okay? Retreating to your corner, and because both feeling a little bit insecure and retreating back. And so that it's very hard to draw upon the good energies on this side, like the creative and all of that, when you're both feeling kind of wounded and you're both feeling like you got to step away from one another, right? And so I'm always hesitant though with the exes and getting back together with an ex. So this might not be an ex for you. This might be somebody new that just wants to have, an official relationship with you, that is detoxing from situations in their past that were challenging, but wants to come forward as a true partner, okay? And I think we're kind of seeing that with pile number 2 over here. So take it as it resonates. For some people, it could be an ex coming back to show that they're not as messed up as they used to be. And for others, it could be somebody new that really, you know, just wants to come in and be like your emperor to your empress, right? So, and is tired of being single and is ready to, has done the work and is ready to make the next step. Yeah, Princess of Cups. Okay, so somebody really is coming through and in an innocent way, not in a way that's fucked up or is harsh, maybe like it was in the past. Okay, so that's on pile number 2. And then on pile number 1, okay, 10 of Cups. So this person definitely wants to spend time with you and get to know you, but I feel like I feel like the energy between you guys that you create together is challenging. There's some challenges here. So at the end of the day, again, it's totally up to you, door number 1 or door number 2, what you can pick pile number 1. Given your nature of wanting, of not being frivolous and not being, you know, going to the depth in situations and being very nurturing and caring and wanting, you know, something more serious, I would definitely say pile number 2, because this Emperor Empress energy is really compatible with one another, and it shows that there is some, instead of this kind of, you know, communication challenges, and this person could be having multiple actions as well, I see this option over here as being something more like you could respect this more. Your nature would be more attracted to something like this over here on pile number 2, okay? So, or on person number 2. So door number 1, door number 2. Thank you, pile number 1. I hope that that was helpful for you and that you enjoyed your reading. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 2, okay? It's a lot of cards this morning. Quite a few cards. Okay. So, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Malachite, this is your reading. Our question today is, you have 2 partners, all right? So this could be you're dating and you've got 2 people interested in you and you're trying to decide which one, right? Or maybe you're dating someone casually and your ex comes back and wants to chat again. You know, various situations that could happen. Should you go with door number 1 or should you go with door number 2? So it's very important right now, you put one person at door number 1, visualize them there, and put your second person at door number 2. And we're gonna look at each door and see what we come up with here. We're also going to roll the astrology dice to see where your energy is at and what pile most resonates with your energy. Ooh, okay, you are Mars-y. You are Mars, Mars, Mars. So we've got Mars and Aries. So, oh, did I just turn that? Let me roll this one again. That looked like Venus for a second. Okay, Mars and your, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. That's weird. I'm gonna keep it. It's Mars, okay? Sorry about that, pile number 2. Well, Uranus popped up anyway, which is like, you know, very changeable, very changeable. So I can feel your indecision in this already. But you're somebody that wants to move forward. With this Mars and Aries energy, you're not somebody that wants to linger forever in indecision. You also want to be around someone who's full of action, full of energy, full of life, is probably not somebody who's, you know, sits on the couch all day and watches Netflix, right? That's not the relationship for you. You want to be with somebody who's dynamic, who's probably in good physical shape, somebody who you have a lot of passion and chemistry with. Like for you, you can't skimp out on the sexual part of the relationship. For you, just being with your best friend forever it's cute. It's a cute idea, but you need the passion, you need the chemistry, you need to be pulled in with that, okay? You need to be courted with that type of energy, and you need to feel the passion, right? If that's lacking, you're like, no thanks, all right? So think of your person as door number 1 and door number 2, right? So let's look at door number 1. Ooh. Just gonna get the cards out here. Oh, Lord. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, door number 1. This is pile 2, but this is damn door number 1. Okay. We're getting some repeating cards in here, so this energy is definitely coming through, okay? So whenever we get the repeating energies, that in pile number 1, the repeating energy that we have here is the Tower, okay? So you've got the Tower here twice. Also, I think you have the Knight of Swords here twice too. That's some dynamic energy on pile number 1, person number 1. Person number 2 here, you've got the 5 of Cups here twice, okay? So that's noteworthy as well, okay? I feel like I'm gonna just jump right into to door number 2. So whoever you thought of as door number 2, this person is very watery in their nature, okay? They can get in their head sometimes, and they can, they also, they can get spicy. They can get in their heads sometime. But by and large, this person is a calm water person. This person gets confused easily. This person might have seen many things come to them easy, particularly earlier in life, and then later in life, things got a little bit harder and they had to really mature and be very creative with how they draw on resources and how they present themselves in the world. And they've really, they've had to do some growing. But this person also too is not the slowest, they're not the fastest mover, all right? I see here that they can feel, with the 5 of Wands, they can feel if somebody comes at them with too hard, too fast, with too much energy, it can really throw them off balance and make them feel very reactionary, because they are so watery, and I feel like this person is sensitive, and that can really impact them and make them feel the energy of the people around them. Now, this person is, this person could be a meditator. This person could be somebody who's fine and comfortable with taking things at a slower pace and to get clear, to get understanding, right? To understand where their next move is and what they're supposed to be doing. This person could very well, because they are used to reflecting and pausing and taking their time, they could have very well matured through their ability to really to just take their time with things and not rush things. Because I get the feeling with this pile, they're very sensitive. So any kind of disorder or disarray or mixed feelings in their environment can really slow them down and put the brakes on for them. This person might be in some kind of a creative field or just have a lot of creative projects going on. They can definitely be very emotional and draw on that for their creative projects, for their when they are in their water energy in the best possible way, they have many amazing things that they can do, right? This person has many fine things that they can do. I'm seeing the number 7 in here too. They have many awesome skills that they can draw upon. All right. But the shadow side here of door number 2 is that they can get, with the 5 of Cups here twice, this is kind of the get a grip card, okay? They may be prone to, with the 9 of Swords here and the Hangman, they may be prone to bouts of depression. They may have a sluggish metabolism or feel sluggish at times. They may, just focus a lot on the past and not really, and get confused kind of easily about, what direction they should take and where they should head next. I can see a lot of confusion in the mental body about what to do next and where to go. This person could be like a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio, or just have that in their chart a lot or behave like that. When they're feeling out of whack emotionally, they can be hard to deal with because it's like you can't really get them moving. They just have to stay in their energy for a while. And I get a sense it's part of their process. It's part of their emotional process and the way that they work and the way that they produce and the way that they hold themselves in the world. But it gets a little draining and it gets a little long sometimes to deal with, right? And with your energy, pile number 2, coming through so strongly as Mars, active, move, passion, need to go, right? I think pile number 2 might be interesting for you because they seem to have this endless well of creativity that they pull from, and they might help calm down your energy and be kind of your yin to your yang. And that might be very appealing to you because with this maturity card, I do see that this person has some stability. I don't feel that they're a starving artist. They have some stability. But the problem that I see with you for door number 2 is these moods, these ever fluctuating moods, and the kind of like depressive energy that flows through them and sort of takes their vitality might be very hard for you to deal with, okay? Because that isn't your nature to be in that space, and you might not have a whole lot of patience when this person goes into their process, okay? And, I'm thinking this is like a painter that, needs to be, everyone saw Sex in the City where Carrie dates that Russian painter who's very emotional and he ended up being a jerk anyway, but it was very emotional, and he was very creative, and he produced a lot of work. But Carrie in that show, if you don't resonate with Sex in the City, that's fine, but Carrie in that show was an Aries, and she wanted to do things and get up and move and go places, and he would just lock himself in his studio with his creativity and then emerge later and just acting like a shit face, okay? So, that example just came to mind. So she just wasn't, at the end of the day, she wasn't cool with it because she wants to go places and do things and, not be regulated to the back room while he's doing all of his stuff, right? So I think that's something you want to work out here with door number 2. I can see this person balancing your energy, but I also see this not really, at the end of the day, making you feel the greatest because you guys are just so different. Now, with door number 1, we have Buffalo and Wolf. So right out of the gate, I'm thinking, yeah, and you have Yod here, which is destiny, okay? So right out the gate, I'm thinking, like buffaloes are very stable. They're very sturdy. It's 8 energy too. So it's abundance, it's material gain. It's having everything you need. And with this teacher energy, it's somebody who's primitive and interesting and fun and comes out at night. That's when the energy comes, right? And the dark side's light and the vampires prowl. Sarah McLachlan. Building a mystery, okay? So yeah, I can see why that. Also, number 5 is not the, it's not water, okay? And this pile here actually has no water in it whatsoever, where this one had double 5 of cups, and you could see, and the Hanged Man, and Grand Trine, and water, and creativity, and all of that. This person is, I feel, a lot more dynamic, okay? And door number 1 for you might be more suited to your energy with this Aries and Mars and Aries, okay? So definitely feeling, that this could be like a more suitable match for you. And its highest expression, there's a lot of abundance and a lot of learning that you both can gain from the relationship. Also, tons of passion. This is one of my favorite cards from this deck with the Knight of Swords, okay? And I think this also, too, from the Osho Zen Tarot, I think this is also the Knight of Swords as well. This is like confusion in the mind, but this person knows what they're doing. So if you have 2 Knight of Swords, this is somebody who comes on fast, who comes on heavy, who comes on strong. Also with the 8 of Wands here, this is passion, and Page of Wands, and this is passion. This is what you want. This is the, this is the primal life force that you look for, that excites you, that draws you in, that interests you, that challenges you, right? This is the energy where other people look at you guys as a couple like, wow, look at those two. They're very dynamic. Like, you guys might turn heads if you went places together, okay? People might look at you guys like, wow. I can see you guys also having a lot of important realizations while you're together through as well, starting new journeys together, being independent, being having new ideas together, and also setting out on journeys together. Maybe you guys will travel together, okay? I can definitely see you guys traveling, maybe going to Europe together, maybe going to Spain together. I don't know why Spain or South America just popped up, but I can see you guys doing things together. This is a person who likes to do things, to go places, to think about many things. This is a person that could really spark some changes in you two. We have here in this pile, we have double tower. Okay, so this relationship is not going to be a calm baby that you tuck in at night, kiss on the forehead, and wake up, 8 hours later for their sweet morning feeding. This relationship, I see you guys being each other's cheerleaders and helping each other through challenging times, and really be able to help one another and be dynamic for one another, okay? I see you guys also stepping in and helping each other out when situations go really upside down. Like, it's almost like you save each other. You come in and save each other. This is a lot of Mars energy. So the tower is Mars, all right? And again, I have Mars here and Aries here, and this is Mars and this is Mars, right? And then I have the Destiny card. So it's very hard for me to ignore that. Now you might think that the tower, okay, that's not, the tower is upsetting. The tower pulls the rug out from underneath us, right? But to me, I'm reading this as you guys can go through a lot together, can take a licking and keep on ticking, right? Take a licking and keep on ticking. So there's, with the buffalo here too, this is somebody who is very strong, physically strong, somebody who can take a few beat downs in life and, doesn't give up. And with this breakthrough card right here, you see somebody really breaking through situations and really, being dynamic and getting through things. You see some, some challenges in the mind that you both have had to wrestle with and go through, but I see you guys getting really free and really passionate and inspired with the journeys that you want to take together, okay? And I think this looks like an apple to me, right? So teacher, you can learn a lot from each other. This relationship with this ladder in the background I'm drawn to too as well is a way to get you guys to reach greater heights together, okay? So getting you to kind of reach greater heights and go to, you know, reach your potential, right? So this isn't going to be a relationship. It might feel unstable sometimes. It's not going to be a relationship that's constantly stable, that you constantly know where it's going, or this person being very predictable. But I feel this dynamic energy could be more suited to your Mars and fiery nature, okay? So right now it's looking like door number 1 might be the best option for you. Now that depends on where you're at in your life too as well. Like if you're in a phase where you want to travel and move and go and you want to be challenged in your relationship and you want to have a lot of sexual passion and chemistry, then pile number 1 is probably your pile, okay? Pile number 2 might be door number 2 might be interesting to you here. And you know, you might be very curious about this person and their energy. Yeah, this person you can do a lot of growth and work with, okay? With the molten lot, with the, I don't even know what that process is called, but it's taking fire and working with it, right? You could do a lot of really good, solid work with pile number 1, okay? Or with door number 1. All right, let's look at door number 2 here. Okay, yeah, 5 of Swords, no thanks. At the end of the day, this energy might intrigue you. It might be interesting. You might be like, oh, somebody's so different than me. I wonder if I could learn from them. And, you know, their creativity is so, you know, interesting and sexy. And they have this mature energy to them. At the end of the day, though, I don't think it's going to work. I think there might be some compatibility issues here, okay, with door number 2. So I'm going to tell you, pile number 2, go with door number 1. Go with your door number 1 person, okay? Of course, at the end of the day, it's up to you. And you know, who am I? What do I know about your life? You know everything you need to know about your life, but that's my 2 cents, okay? So thank you so much. Pile number 1, or sorry, that was pile number 2. Thank you so much. Pile number 2. And let's move on to pile number 3, okay? So pile number 3, if you chose the black obsidian, this is your pile, okay? So again, before we start here, it's very important to think about the 2 people you're questioning, okay? You could be at the beginning of a relationship and unsure, and there could be another person that's interested in you that's come back from the past. You could just be weighing out 2 different options here. And so I think it's really important here before we start for you to choose what person are you going to put at door number 1 and what person are you going to put at door number 2, all right? So decide that out of the gate. And then I'm going to read for you which one is for you, which partner or which choice here is most for you, okay? So with that, I'm going to separate the piles, and this is going to be pile number 1, or sorry, door number 1, and this is going to be door number 2, okay? So door 1, door 2. Decide who's at each door right now, okay? And I'm going to roll this dice right now to show me what is your energy, so I can best try to match your energy right now with theirs. Okay, Uranus in Virgo, all right? So you guys are very unique, interesting people. People think that you're very practical, stable, sturdy, solid, clever, etc. And you are definitely those things, but you're also very rebellious, very unique, very different. You have a unique way of looking at the world. You have a mind that's very strong and active, and you think thoughts that other people don't think. You also might like to read a lot. You might like to, I don't know why I'm saying this, but play dress up, play, role play, dress up, play dress up. You might like to change your look a lot. You might be interested in, you might be a bit of a player for a while. Like with Virgo energy, they're so internally focused, and with Uranus, it's quirky energy, right? So you might be kind of a player. People might have a hard time getting people to you emotionally because you can turn inward at times, and you have many things that you're pursuing and many ideas, and you can be a little difficult to reach emotionally, okay? So it doesn't mean that you're not emotional or that you don't have emotions or that you are dead inside or a robot. It just means that your emotional moods and etc. are not the most important thing. Like you might be kind of logical in the way that you look at things. But you do have a rebellious side, okay? You have a rebellious side and somewhat of a kinky side too. So I'm going to leave that with that there. So that's your energy coming here to reading number 3. Now let's look at door number 1. So door number 1, reveal to us where you're at, okay? What you up to? Door number 1. What you got going down? Okay. All right. The body, okay. All right, number 1, or door number 1. Now let's look at door number 2. Door number 2, what do you have to share with us? All right. Okay. So I feel like I'm going to skip around on the doors here, okay? So I feel like door number 2 is could be somebody from your past, somebody that you had a relationship with. And again, this happened in one of the other readings. We have the Empress with the Emperor, okay? So this is the Empress card in the Osho Zen Tarot, and this is the Emperor. This Emperor looks like he's had a little too much turkey and stuffing on Thanksgiving, though, even though he has a real nice body and, it's probably quite sexy. What you got going on under that, under that cloth there, right? But at the same time, I feel like this Emperor in this card is more about wanton desire and very sexual rather than, like sturdy, stable sturdy, stable provider type of energy that you usually see with the Emperor. So this Emperor could be a little bit whacked out, and you could see with this 3 of Swords here, he or she, whoever this is referring to, could be a little wacky, okay? And like I said, you're a little wacky too, all right? You're a little wacky too. So I can see why this person interests you, because they're not like the traditional male. They are, they're pretty unique. They have both a feminine side and a masculine side, all right? And with the 2 6s here, they try to harmonize their feminine and their masculine as much as possible. So we have we have owl and fire here. So we have the seer, which is the wisdom, and we've got fire, which is all about action and purging and dancing in the flames of life, right? And then we have the hangman up here with it too. It's like this person's been through some things, okay? This person they've had to kind of dance with their demons, I get the feeling here. They've had to, they've gone through periods of life when they've had to just move forward, right? Action in the Chariot. They've just had to move forward with things. But then they've had other phases of their life when they've had to really slow down. I get that they might have had some issues with their family, okay? They could have had some very challenging issues with their family where things were not equal, things were not give and take, that they struggled. And this is, I don't know why I was reading this as the Chariot, maybe because of the horse moving in the background on the sword, right? But this is justice. So you can definitely see maybe this person has been through a divorce in the past. Maybe they are divorced. Maybe they are recently out of a relationship. Like it wasn't with you, but it was with someone else. But they are looking for something now that is more balanced and more give and take. And is more like about equality in their relationships with justice and the 2 6s here. They might have had relationships in the past that were not evenly sided, and had challenging relationships with their family as well. And you can tell it really put them into a state of spiritual questioning and spiritual stopping and pausing and spiritual reflection, okay? That it really, really put them in that space because they realized this isn't all it's cracked up to be, okay? This relationship, this connection is not all it's cracked up to be. But this person has worked hard, I feel, to balance their energies, okay? So they've dealt with some heartbreak in their relationships. They've definitely dealt with some heartbreak and some uneasy feelings about where things are going, where things are headed. And they've really wanted to move into a new place of their life where they can have more healing. I see a G and a V on this card. If G or V is, if that resonates to you. I also see that this person gets easily kind of intertwined with others pretty quickly. And that has caused them some pain in their life. Maybe they had a marriage or a relationship that they jumped into like way too quickly. And it's caused them some suffering. With the hangman here, we definitely see that this person has suffered in their relationships. But I feel like now they want to have much more equal, much more, and they're holding their ground on this. I do feel they are holding their ground with justice here and the Empress and the Emperor. They're holding their ground on it. They see now, they understand, they've done the spiritual work. They see, and they have been, forced to take action in the past based on, even if it was painful, based on things that they have seen and known. So this person has accumulated some wisdom and some experience from some of the things that they've been through. And the relationships that they want now are ones that are equally matched and equally available. They want to be with somebody who's emotionally available, okay? They don't want to be with somebody who is unavailable, who isn't capable of giving. They want to be with somebody who feels like family to them, who feels like home again to them. This person could have a very challenging history, all right? And they want to be with somebody that is, smart and beautiful and sharp, okay? and they want to be with someone like that. So somebody that can really, I get this sense here too, somebody that can really shed light on old patterns that they have engaged in, okay? And they're more than open to take advice and feedback, and they respect what you have to say and what you have to offer in this situation, okay? They want to listen to you. They want to listen to your wisdom, to your words as well. They value your unique perspective, okay? And with this Uranus Virgo energy here for you, I definitely see you have a unique perspective. You're very stable and sturdy. And you might be this person might really crave you as a result of that, okay? They might really, really, they might be at odds with themselves about it. Like, gee, this is so fast, this is so early, and I'm already having all these feelings, but they really value your perspective and where you're at and what you bring to this situation, okay? So no question on door number 2 here. They are into you. They value your perspective and your opinion, okay? So let's move on to door number 1. So door number 1 is also, oh, and here's the Chariot over here. I kept thinking this was the Chariot. So you might have some confusion on this, because this option over here is, nothing about this option to me feels horrible or wrong either, okay? In some of the other piles, it was a little more clear about which one was more suited to the other person, but let's dive in. So your energy, keeping in mind what you like uniqueness, you like things, you like to switch it up. You like to, might not always be totally the most emotional person, but you're solid, you're stable, and you're kind of a rebel. You're unique, okay? So with that in mind, let's look at these cards. So nurture and desert. So we have nurturing the desert. That is a bit challenging to nurture the desert, okay? Because the desert is dry and coral's in the water, and the desert's dry. Now the desert's very resilient, and you might be very resilient too, who's watching pile number 3 here, but the nurturing side of things might be a little bit more challenging. And we see that here with the Queen of Swords. Okay, we actually have 2 queens here. We have, and we have 4 major arcana and 2 queens. So we've got the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is very warm and entertaining and creative and all of that, but it's not the Queen of Cups, okay? It's not the Queen of Pentacles. It's not the Queen of Cups. So this person could be more of a stable, sturdy, reliable kind of a person, but they could be surrounded with some chaos here with the 8 of Wands and the Judgment card. This person could be, they could be very stable and secure, but the environment around them could be a little bit off kilter, okay? And I feel like there's something this person is missing out on, okay? They're missing out on something. They really want to, implement some forward movement and some changes with this first house and the Chariot, okay? And the Sun card here too with the Innocence, all right? So they really want to implement some changes, and they could be looking at, this could be just for a couple of you, so don't get hung up on this. They could be looking at 2 different women. One who's the Queen of Swords, steely, smart, logical one, versus somebody who's more like creative and warm, kind of mother of my children vibe, right? So this person could be looking at 2 different options. This person could be looking at you, because I feel like the Queen of Swords is more you, but then they have this other person. Now, they could be wanting to move forward in this connection with the Eight of Wands and the Chariot. You can see that, okay, they want to move forward quickly at you. But something is stopping. Something is causing this person to have to stop what they're doing and wake up to something in their life, right? Because the first house is very much about what's going on with them and what's happening in their immediate world. So something's going on with them. They're getting a huge wake-up call about something in their life. And, you know, maybe the way they've been living their life in the past is not what they want, okay? And with Strength here, they're being called to make changes based on these realizations that they have come into. Okay, so they've come into some heavy realizations lately, and they may have figured out that certain roles that they've been playing in their life are coming to an end or are not viable for them anymore, and they want to move in a new direction, okay, with the Chariot here. So let me get a little bit more information about door number 1 and what their intentions are for you, because right now I feel like you're more of an idea to them. Like the idea of who you are, possibly as the Queen of Swords, moving away from the Queen of Wands, is very interesting to them. Somebody who they don't have to constantly, somebody who's very independent, somebody who's very individualistic, somebody who's like single and takes care of themselves and, you know, has their own money and their own commitments and is busy. They could be looking like for that in a woman and looking to move away from a Queen of Wands type who is more family oriented and warm and caring, but that could be somebody else that they want to move away from. And they could be looking to move away from an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius and moving towards you, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, okay? Somebody who's a little cooler and somebody who is a little more self-reliant, okay? I'm definitely getting the feeling that they're looking for someone a little bit more self-reliant and individualistic. So if that's you, then, you know, they could be looking at you. But what's going on with pile number 1? Okay, what is their energy? What is door number 1's energy here? Okay, King of Swords, Prince of Wands. Yeah, they're looking to leave behind someone from their past, and they want something entirely new to set off on a whole new adventure, and they want to be with somebody who's far more rational and less emotional than the people they've been with in the past, okay? So this person wants to move away from somebody who is too dependent on them as well. They want to be around independence and people who can go their own way in life. Now, what about pile number 2? Where are they, or door number 2? Where are they at? Where is door number 2 at right now? Spirit, where is door number 2? Okay. They are waiting. They are waiting. They are currently waiting something out, all right? They're having to, maybe they're in the process of getting divorced or ending a relationship, but they're waiting something out. This person, I feel, is more ready, and I feel like door number 1 here could be your door. Let's see here. Who is the best for pile number 3? Which option is the best? Which option is the best for pile 3? Which option is the best? Okay. Okay. Door number 1. Door number 1 is going to be the best for you. Now, this person could be, that's because door number 2 is not through many situations yet. They're still hung up in other situations. They're still thinking things through. They haven't moved forward yet. There's discrepancies here because they want action and to move forward, but they're also very stuck on something as well. They're very stuck on like either an old relationship or getting out of an old relationship or recently out of a relationship. I feel they know what they want and what they're looking for going forward. And, you know, they could see that you're in that vein and you might be somewhat lower maintenance for them based on these, you know, unfulfilling connection that they had in the past. But that's not, you know, for you, pile number 3, you're not trying to be somebody's easier choice just because you're not like overly emotional and heartbreaking like their ex was. I don't know. So I definitely feel like for you, it's going to be door number 1, because this situation, as much as it might, there might be some, you know, issues, a little bit of issues with it. Ultimately, I see it as your fulfillment with the World card here, okay? I see it as being something that can match you and hold your energy and provide a container for your energy, okay? So this person is, you know, resilient, but also knows how to nurture you and maybe can help bring out some of those emotions. Again, with the 8 of Wands, this person wants 2 times now the 8 of Wands. This person and the Ace of Pentacles. This person wants to come in and bring you an offer. Definitely door number 1. Again, it's up to you. I'm just a tarot reader here, and you get to make your own choices about what you want. This situation might be very appealing to you too, but intrinsically, I feel door number 1 is for you. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your readings, and we'll see you again soon.